Hey, what's up guys? We're at Heart of the Game once again, and we are going to do a deck profile on Mr. Pruch's first place undefeated.
He said I can't leave until I do deck profile.
This is true. He just came from the Rescue Ace deck profile. So this was from his first place undefeated last week at Locals. He ran Spiral, which has been a deck that he's been piloting basically since it came out, would you say?
Yeah, I played it in 2017 and into 18. I played it in 2020 when Magician Souls came out. It's probably my second favorite deck.
Alright, so yeah, he's going to show you guys how to pilot Spiral and win every Locals with it, so I'll let him take it away.
Well, I don't know about that, but Quick Fix is back at 3, baby. They made a mistake. Master Plan was holding us back. She won't be back this decade. But start of the show, beautiful Spiral Quick Fix.
Wow.
They zoom in on the text, and I want you to tell me where you see the words once per turn on it.
Oh yeah, I had to read that.
That's not there. It's not there. You resolve, no kidding, you resolve this card's effect like 15 times per game.
That's
like 7 on board, 8 in graveyard. It's nuts. All the way around. Also, a card at 3 Spiral Gear Drones. This card's banned in remote duels because Konami hates me.
Why is it banned in remote?
Because you can't resolve it, because you have to look at your opponent's top 3.
Okay.
But the bread and butter is Quick Fix, Drone, and Super Agent. They're all very good. This guarantees that you can summon this and then make double Helix. Quick Fix, you would want to normal summon this over this, but then like you're gambling on whether or not you can summon this. And some games you do have to gamble on Super Agent. But you have to know the top card of the opponent's deck and summon him. He's also just an MST and a beater, so this deck likes to play control, but really it's a combo deck. And then Sleeper and Last Resort, very good. This is Sleeper, this goes under Sleeper. You summon this card and then you pop 2 cards every turn. Your opponent's like, that card's not legal. I'm like, oh, it is. So this is good. You summon Sleeper whenever you can. You can't do it every single hand. Usually, if I can only get to Quick Fix or Sleeper with your hand, because without Master Plan you can sometimes only do one or the other, you prioritize Quick Fix because this gets you into everything. But you really want to get a Sleeper if you can. What helps is the best field spell ever printed. Spiral Resort. Not once per turn. Searches. Way better. Like, you can activate multiple of these in the same turn. It gives all your stuff targeting protection for some reason. This card's insane. This card's insane. I don't know what they're thinking. This card's, I ignored this card. It doesn't do much. It's just a little, it doesn't do too much. It does everything.
That's crazy.
It does everything. So, if you machine nuke Quick Fix, you just win the game. And then if you look over here, I have 3 more copies of Machine Dupe.
Do you just give out the handshake basically once you've resolved the dupe? You're just like,
well, that'd be rude. Yeah, usually win. This deck is all 2-card combos, with the exception of like, kind of the exception of like 1-for-1. There's like no 1-card starters in this deck, which I guess kind of outdates this deck from like other modern Link era decks. But like, this deck is actually pretty consistent back with Prosperity. It's just some certain like hand traps hurt, like Ash in the right spot definitely hurts this deck. It's actually painted in disguise.
What card do you hit on? Would you hit then to make it like branded?
Usually double Helix, though this is tempting.
Got it.
And then Thrust is actually insane in this deck.
So yeah, what are you usually thrusting for with this deck? Fusion Dupe? Or Machine Dupe?
So you can thrust for Terraforming, you can thrust for 1-for-1, and you can of course thrust for like the best board breakers in the game. Thrust, any deck you can play, it's incredible. This deck, like, you can also just thrust for Machine Dupe, thrust for Terraforming into Spiral Resort. You can thrust into anything. So like, this is like any card in your deck going second, going first. You have some options. So Thrust is insane. You definitely want to want it. I don't play any hand traps in this main deck, so I don't play into other people's triple cards. I think you either have to, as you might see with Rescue Ace, I think you either have to run a bunch of hand traps or like really none of them. So this deck's on the other end of the spectrum. So a lot of really powerful spells in this deck. The last time I played this deck, I lost a game of the match. I got anti-spelled, and like my hand's like 4 spells, and you just can't beat that.
Yeah.
You just get lucky with Super Agent.
Oh, it really is branded.
Yep. And then other Spiral cards you search. This card's great. It's just Wing Blast, and this is Monster Reborn. So they're really good. One of these gets side out a lot of times going second, but I think you want to have 2. You also want to have enough targets to be able to search for this card like 8 times in turn. As funny as that sounds. This card's actually a hard once per turn. They remembered.
Wow.
And then Therions. Really just Regulus, but you have all of these plus like Prosperity, plus sometimes Thrust to get into it. I don't think you want to run more than this because like it can clog up a hand.
Yeah,
but this is also just Resort, this is just Resort. They're pretty good. I don't run more to make use of this. This just searches this and then gets out of here so you can play a better field spell like Resort. The end board in this deck's very good now. However, Any eagle-eyed player game 1 will notice, oh hey, he didn't put up a spell and trap negate, so this deck gets like savaged by evenly that everyone's on game 2 and 3, so like you really want to have something for that.
Yeah.
And this is something. It's good. And like most of the decks are machines, really like drone and quick fix, so it's pretty easy to summon. And then imperms, which is just, it's good.
Generic.
It's usually game 1, it's what you thrust for going first, usually it's fine. Book of Moons, which it could be something else. I think it's a good board breaker first or second. It's very good against Kashtira, which this deck can struggle against. This can be something else, but Book of Moon performs pretty well. One searchable main deck DD Crow that you draw against the guy trying to gimmick puppet you. The real best card in the deck. And then the one like, you don't, there are some cards like Last Resort you don't want to draw. This is the one brick in the deck, but this is actually a really good card in the deck, and I'll
You're gonna have to explain that one, the Ghost Trick engine.
So, Ghost Trick Shot, it's a lot easier to make UFD if you only have to make 1 rank 1 instead of 2. So normally you have to make 2 different Xyz monsters to summon Utopic Draco Future, this idiot right here in Collector Rare.
Yep. Who's shiny?
Yeah, a little bit. But any rank 1 in this deck goes into Dullahan. Dullahan overlays into Mischief. Mischief detaches the Dullahan, searches Shot, reborns the Dullahan. You make a second Mischief. You make F0, and you make his cousin. So you never want to draw this card, it always gets side out going second, but it bridges into this very easily. Because otherwise, Spiral does put up a lot of monsters on the end board, but like, I'm not even playing like Tri-Gate in the extra deck, because you consistently can't put up like enough monsters to even do like the Tri-Gate thing in the current build. But like any rank 1 makes cards like this, so it's like way more efficient, and this card's just really good. So that's a really good package in the deck. Also, you don't have to run Downerd in this deck, because any rank 1 goes into this, and then you have a 4 Material Zeus.
Got it, I was gonna ask.
This is also just a Downer Magician, so it's cool. It comes up a lot in this deck. This card's funny, it gets rid of the board. And then this card searches DD Crow, which is funny against a lot of decks right now.
I was gonna ask you how you could do that, but that makes sense.
Any rank 1. So, very good. It increases monsters' attack by 600. That's its most relevant effect. Two of the first best Link monster. If you know the top card of your opponent's deck, you can summon a card out of your binder. So this card's pretty neat. The second one is not like necessary, but you want it for the grind.
Didn't this card just come back to 2 or something?
This card was never hit.
Oh, yeah.
Quick Fix was at 1, Drum was at 1, Resort was at 1, and then Master Plan is still currently banned. This card was never hit.
Got it.
This card, honestly, compared to most other Link 2s, other Link monsters make this card look balanced.
I was gonna say.
But this card's still incredible. And then the supporting cast in the extra deck is Link Reba, which comes up a lot for awkward plays with Quick Fix. Masquerena, which you usually try to end on, which can go into this, or a White Woman Jump Scare. And then going second, you just turbo into this like any good Link deck and just pop, 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 swing.
Wow.
This in Sleeper is 7,800, which is mostly there. So I think all these Link monsters come up. This isn't like totally needed, but like otherwise you have to run like jank extra deck stuff to out Towers-esque monsters, whereas like you can just go into this.
Yeah.
So I like having her around. She's the least mandatory card in the extra deck, but pretty good. I don't think there's anything I would really change in the extra deck. You could run like more. You could run like Ensemble Robin. It's okay. It's just not great in this format. Like, oh, you bounced by Kashtira Fenrir, crazy.
Okay. Let's see the side deck.
They're excited about Spiral. Those are Spiral enthusiasts back there. One Spiral Tough.
What's this?
Behind every man is a greater man. Spiral Tough just pops any card on the board if you know the opponent's top card in the deck, but only going second because they need cards on the board. So you decide this thing going second, then you have like 7 ways into it. So he's cool. It's not cool enough to be in the main deck. This deals are fair and balanced. This card will stay at 3 forever. This card is fair and balanced. This card is fair and balanced. This card is fair and balanced. This is a 14-card side deck because I'm too lazy to put in the 3rd Judgment. And this is something else too with Thrust into going first. There should be 3 Judgments here.
I agree.
I ate my 3rd copy.
Okay. So I was gonna ask, but the D-barrier makes sense. I have this with my Thrust package too. It's like an FTK against Purrely if they hand trap you.
Yeah, absolutely. Purrely, branded, some decks it just totally shuts down. Kashtira, it'll never shut down completely, but like it does enough turning off XCs, so it's just a really good generic Thrust target. I don't really want to run things like Karma Cannon and all the very like more specific copies going first.
Why would you run Karma Cannon? It just hurts your board too much.
Yeah. Like Book of Eclipse also just breaks the end board if you don't have a spell trap negate. So like, the end board is usually Spiral Sleeper, F0, Masquerena, and Utility Wire. And then if you can get to Regulus, you do. So it totally depends.
Regulus is really only through your field spell plays and thrust, really.
Yes.
Like, yeah, so.
Yeah, Regulus, it's completely dependent. Usually, if your hand's, as long as your hand's playable, you try to, you gun for it with Prosperity, but it depends. Like, maybe the extra deck can use, like, more thrust targets for, like, going second, just some more good spells, but,
That's the only changes you'd make to the side deck?
Like, Spiral, it's still a road deck through and through right now, but it's a lot better now that Quick Fix is at 3. You can just win locals with it, so. It's cool. It's not going to be topping any YCSs anytime soon.
You heard it here first, folks. Spiral best deck in the Duelist Nexus format.
It beat the last 2 kashtira decks I played.
Exactly. You kicked their asses. All right. Thank you very much, Pruch, for the deck profiles.
Thank you. This profile is classified.
Okay. Would you like to do any shout-outs for your last profile?
Shouts to Quick Fix and 3.
All right. Sounds good. Bye now.